Okay, it says we're live. What's up, everybody? Steve WB here again. And this is part 2 of the Artisan Premium build. The 3D printer is finished. It's sitting right here on the shelf. And next we're going to be doing the enclosure. And this also has the CNC module and the 10-watt laser. So let me pull up YouTube real quick so I can monitor my chat. Just real fast. And it gave me an ad. But we'll get into it in a moment. It takes a while for these lives to get rolling. There we go. I can see the chat now. I'll just put that up there. All right. So, without too much delay, hopefully this one doesn't take as long as the other night did. And it seems too that I did pick up another sponsor for the robot channel. I reached out to Polymaker. They make filaments, and they have a tough PLA, which is really good for combat robots, especially in the 1 pound class. And I've been using their products for a long time. And at this last event that Carter and I just did, we took third, which earned us a Polymaker gift card on top of a cash prize and a trophy. And while I was on their site using the gift card, I noticed that they had a little tab there, and the tab said, you know, apply for sponsorship. So that's what I did. I applied for sponsorship. They got back with me immediately. My end of the deal is I have to, make combat robots with their products, post results, share links, share our builds with Polymaker and to our social media, which is YouTube, which we already do. And they're going to give me a credit of X amount of money to buy filaments with. So, very cool. We'll see how that works out. It's not a 100% sealed deal yet, but we'll see what happens. Here we go. Got our quick start guide. I hope I don't have to go get my iPad again. It's probably dead to get the instructions. I hope they have all the instructions in here. And if you're just joining, what we're doing is we've already built the Snapmaker Artisan Premium. And tonight we're going to be building the enclosure for it. And just hanging out, basically. And another thing, too, if you sub to this channel because of camera reviews and microphones and stuff like that, I'm going to be doing more maker-style content. Pardon me for not looking at you guys while I'm searching this manual for the instructions, but I'm going to start doing more maker content, and then I will occasionally do stuff with cameras, maybe action cameras and microphones and stuff, things that I use to film, but it's just become out of reach, I guess, to keep up with all the action cameras and microphones that are coming out. DJI, GoPro, Insta360, they're pushing stuff out so fast. Unless people are giving you this stuff for free, a small guy like me, I don't stand a chance in trying to buy all these cameras and provide insights and reviews on them. So I'm not going to. This is all aluminum extrusions for this case. The reason why this machine has such a case, you can see it has light bars in it as well, is because it actually uses a glass that can protect you from laser light, because it does use a 10 watt and a 40 watt laser, and you don't want to be walking through your garage and burn your pupils out. I have been using a 3D printer. I'll show you my first print. This is it right here. I'm a fan of BattleBots. I do combat robotics with my son on a smaller level. BattleBots is a show on TV where the robots that weigh 250 pounds battle each other. And this is the trophy they win every year. This was a bicolor print. You can see how good the first layer was. I just used black just to fill in here. It even has the threads on the inside. Really nice little print. Came out quite well. And then I had my first failure. I was trying the silk PLA. I was doing a T-Rex skull. And this white stuff is the support filament that's supposed to peel away easily. Well, I'm new to setting up bicolor prints, and I did not set up the prime tower, so it was priming the next color inside the model. And what that did was basically fused the supports that are supposed to be easily peeled away into the model. And with the support material, piling up, I had about 9 minutes left, and the support material caught the nozzle and popped it off the plate. So, but even if it had finished, it would still have all this white stuff trapped in it. I just don't have my settings lined up properly yet, so I'm going to revisit this model, but right now it's just trash. Maybe I should read the instructions at some point. All right, let me get these little corner pieces out. And we're going to see what's in layer 2. So far, we just have the outer structure of the cage. This printer is massive. The build volume is 400 millimeters cubed, which is basically 16 by 16 by 16 inches. In this house, we do print a lot of cosplays, helmets, Mandalorian helmets, things like that. Here's that laser coated or laser protection layer. It is just like a plastic, but it does have a special tint to it. And we do have to peel this ugly coating off. It is clear. But we're going to wait until we're actually putting that part together to do that. I got to get this together because another thing that I'm going to be doing with this channel is I'm going to be pursuing selling prints and things that I make as well, because I want to sell simple 3D prints, fidgets, trinkets, things like that, to also help fund our combat robots. They get quite expensive, and we travel often. Like the first weekend of April, we're going to Norwalk, Connecticut for a big tournament. And flights, hotels, robot parts, it all adds up. So anything we can do to help with that. And if you have all these wonderful machines, like I have the Snapmaker 2.0 sitting right there. Now I have the Artisan next to it. And the noisy machine running over here is the K1 Max. I'm actually printing some Easter things, some Easter fidgets to sell. Now here's some more uprights for the enclosure. And then also I see the laser bed right here. And I will do a full review of this video after it's all built. I'm just using this as an opportunity to kind of let everybody know what I'm doing with the channel. Here's a Ventos. And just kind of hang out. Ventos clamp. We have an exhaust fan. And speaking of cameras, since this was a camera channel, I'm live streaming on the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. This is a nice big 200 watt CNC module, cutting out light aluminum, carbon fiber, wood, plastics. Because of my Snapmaker up there that I bought like 3 years ago, I've actually learned how to CAD. Not great at it, but I can do CAD. I use Fusion 360. I learned how to run different programs related to lasers, like how to convert things to SVGs, vectors, and such. It really makes you learn quite a bit. Now, this is the 10-watt laser that comes with it. Snapmaker is going to send me a 40-watt laser when they come back in stock on Amazon. Looking forward to that. Another, oh, this is the cable hold down for the back of the enclosure. We got some CNC safety glasses. We have the enclosure power cable for the lights. And right here, this will give you an idea of how big the bed is on this machine. That is the laser bed. And this is what you put your woods and stuff on when you're doing laser cutting. All right, let's keep going. Here's a protective layer that says Snapmaker. Here is the CNC bed. This is what you call a spoil board. And basically it's sacrificial board that you put your wood and stuff on. And if you cut through your wood into this, that's what it's made for. Some people will put another board on top of this to protect this board, but you can replace these boards for about 20 bucks. Not super expensive. I've been using the same one on my Snapmaker 2.0. I've been using it for 3 years. And we do quite a bit of CNC work. Here's some rubber strips for holding cables into the rails and such, I think. I have another one of these nice toolboxes, just like what we had. And you can see how Snapmaker likes to package things. These are the different tools. These are the, for the CNC to hold things onto the spoil board. These are some bits, calibration target for the laser, your wrenches for changing tools in the collet. You have these are little nuts that go with this, and these are the thumb screws. It's pretty cool. I can't wait to get it set up. I want to use it. I don't want to build it. They're also going to give you a little sample piece of wood to cut out and to laser engrave. You have a diode-in tube. You have an exhaust fan cover. Here's a piece of MDF for cutting and CNCing. Their 40-watt laser, I think, can cut up to 3/4 inch MDF. Here's a little wire strip for holding wires into the case. I should probably build it as I'm taking it out, but in my particular circumstance, I just don't have a lot of room. So I got to get the box out of here so I can build it. Laser material fixtures. This is the attached materials to your laser bed. Q-tips for cleaning, probably your laser lens. And then we have some assorted screws, butterfly nuts, M5s, M4s. These are enclosure accessories. Basically your hardware pack. We'll put all the hardware there in a nice neat pile. And I think that's everything. We'll get this box out of the way. I'll go grab my iPad and we can get building. Let me grab my iPad real fast. There it goes. Oh, we're only at 19% on the iPad. Hopefully that's enough. Let me find the QR code in this quick start guide. Wherever I put it. I don't want to bang this stuff together too much. I don't want to, trash things. Scratch them all up. Anybody see where I put it? Now, in case you're wondering, Snapmaker, they did send this machine to me absolutely free of charge, with the stipulation of building combat robots with it. So, is this video sponsored? Technically, no, not on this channel, because I have a combat robot channel called Team Junkyard Dog, and that's the channel that I was contacted through, and that's the channel that the machine was sent to. So, did I buy the machine? No. Have I bought a Snapmaker before? Yes, I have the 2.0, the A350T, the 3-in-1. I love the machine. I've been using it for many years. Their weakness has always been their software, in my opinion, with the stock Lubin that came with it years ago. The newer one, I tried to update my old one. It wouldn't update. I deleted it. I downloaded the new one. The new one seems snappier and better, so time will tell how good that is. I'm just pulling up the assembly video. So you guys get to watch me watch a video as we build this together. Now, of course, I will answer as many questions as I can. And let's see here. If you have any questions about anything you've seen on my channel, I'll try to answer about the Artisan, about where the channel is going, stuff like that. Just feel free to ask. I'm just waiting. Come on, step one. Give me step one. These are the birds. So you can kind of get an idea how tall this enclosure is. It's pretty tall. So we're going to assemble the bottom frame, assemble the enclosure top, assemble the vertical frame, and side panels. The way I'm going to have to build mine, because I have to fit it in this shelf right here, and the machine is almost as tall, and the enclosure will be as tall as in between the shelves. I'm going to have to pull the machine down, and I'm going to have to put the enclosure in there when it's halfway built with the back panel still out. And I'm going to try to slide the machine through the back panel and then put the back panel on. But I don't know if that's going to work. Hopefully it'll work. I'm hoping that I don't have to try to reach from the front 36 inches all the way to the back to try to reach the screws and such. I've already got the 2 packages. Let's go. I'm watching the Snapmaker YouTube channel. They don't give you step-by-step instructions in writing. You have to go to the video and watch how to assemble. Which I don't like that. I would much rather just do it out of a manual, because I can open the page and I can look at it as long as I want to without pausing, stopping, or whatever, and get that step done. And then I can turn the page rather than trying to pause and rewind a video. So if you're listening to that Snapmaker, you should include full instructions in writing. I mean, you give this beautiful manual that's a quick start guide. All right, we need the tools. We're going to need the tools from the first toolbox from the machine. The blue one and the green one. All right, here we are finally. We need these fixtures. I'm going to enlarge this because I'm getting old. So I see 3 people are watching. I want to appreciate you for bearing with me. I don't really expect many people to watch this very steadily. But if you want to pop in, say hi, laugh at me, call me a name, whatever. It's all good. I understand. All right, so we need these aluminum pieces. And we have those. So, what next? So we need 2 long beams. Oh man, I'm getting the feeling I should have left this in the box. That's not a long beam. That's not a long beam. This one is a long beam. It says there's 4 long beams. 1, 2. Or maybe there's 3. Let's keep going. The M4 by 20s. This is why I just don't like watching videos. They're like, all you got to do is this. They don't show you show like the whole tightening process. They give you like 2 seconds. Like I'm going to be able to do this in 2 seconds. All right, we need 2 of these M4 by 20s. It is nice that they do include, probably can't see it, but there is Loctite on the threads. Like this, and then they rotate it like this. Well, ain't that interesting? All right, we're gonna go for it. Let me get my phone here. Oh shoot! There, I gave myself a heart. That's funny. If you guys have any questions about Snapmaker or Artisan or my setup of the stream, how does the stream look? Is it really good at all? Is the quality decent? It's hard to get a good looking live stream. We're going to tighten this up real quick. Drone Junkie, what's up, man? What's with the party playlist you've been putting out recently? You going to switch to a music channel? You giving up on the RCs? I'm still watching. I don't sit there and listen to the whole play mix, but I've been seeing your stuff come out, that's for sure. Glad somebody finally here to talk. Let's talk. In case you're wondering what's going on, I'm converting this channel to a maker channel. It's going to be about CNC, 3D printing, lasers, how to make money by doing those things. I might still do some camera stuff, but the camera market is so super saturated. I've kind of lost interest. I just can't keep up with all the. I can't keep up with the trends and how fast they're putting cameras out. You got a great response to the 80s stuff. Of course. We're Gen Xers, man. We love our music. All right, that was step one. So this is for the bottom. Uh-oh. M5 by 12s. We need 4 of those. This machine, I got lucky. This machine, I didn't pay for this machine. It was actually sent to me. But not this channel. Before everybody starts screaming, shill, shill, he's a shill. I might be a shill. I don't know. I haven't determined that yet. But Snapmaker, unless they see my tag, they don't even know I'm doing this on this channel. But this was sent to my robot fighting channel. They want me to build combat robots with their machine. I had made a short and I criticized it. Or I have their old machine, the Snapmaker 2.0, the 350T 3-in-1. And I've been using the heck out of the CNC and the laser. And I've used the 3D printer a lot in the beginning. Like I did some helmet prints because it's a 350 cube bed. But over time, the 3D prints got bad because I got a wobble in the bed. And I'd mentioned that in a short that I made. And they reached out to me. And they were like, hey, we see that you weren't so happy with our 3D printing abilities. If we send you one of these modules or machines, will you check it out and just give your thoughts and make videos on it? So I was like, yeah, sure will. So that's how that all happened. I think that's how that goes. Man, it sucks getting old. I'm glad I was always nice to old people, because now I'm one of them. Now I just have a better understanding of why old people do the things that they do, why they move the way they move. And all that. All right, we're almost done with step 2. I was hoping this would be a fairly quick process. The other night it took us 2 hours, I think, to build the machine itself. It's sitting up there. But I have some projects coming in for Easter tomorrow. I'm going to make some, basically it's like little coins that have prizes on them. They're little wooden coins. They're laser cut circles with like $3, $1, $5, $20, you know, just whatever the prize is. And you put that little wooden disc inside the Easter egg. And then when they do the hunt, that's how they find out what their prize was. And we're going to sell some of those. I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I hope those tabs are okay. All right, let's get these in. How noisy is the 3D printer running in the background? Is it distracting loud? Enough to like chase people off? I'm just curious if you can hear it at all or what. It's windy outside. It's a windy day in Florida. We're in the middle of winter. We got all the way down to 74 degrees today. That's Fahrenheit, folks. I know Drone Junkie, you're from Canada. Beautiful country up there. Just stays too cold for too long. All right. I think that's the end of step 2. You can barely hear it on your phone. Gotcha. Yeah, it's not a super loud printer. I should have thought about it, but it's kind of time sensitive that I print what I'm printing. So it's another Easter product. It's like these little, they look like an egg, but they have bunny ears and bunny feet. But they're the pass-through design, and it's like a fidget toy. If you know what I'm talking about. At 28 degrees. Let me make sure I did that right. Yeah. Florida, where I live, we're almost a full tropical climate here. So we'll get a few days that'll hit like the 40s and the 50s, but usually our average temperature through winter is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So really it's like our whole winter is like spring basically. And then summer is just all hell breaks loose. 105 degrees Fahrenheit with 80% humidity. You don't want to do anything outside in the summer here. 26 in Romania. What's up, Legat? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to see this one. I don't know if these things, it looks in the image like they're supposed to be like this. This is why I need paper instructions. All right, so got these. These are the next ones to go in. This is when things are going to start getting tight. The small holes go up. This goes like this. And this goes like this. Let's see. 4 Celsius in Canada. Just a regular morning. For you, just a regular night. For me, in 5x12s. We need 4 of those. One, 2, 3, 4. All right. I can build natural gas engines, but I'm going to be struggling with this aluminum enclosure. There's one. So how are things going with you guys? I see we have 8 people watching. That's like a record. You guys have any questions about the channel, or if you want to provide input as to things that you would like me to see with, or to do with this machine, right out the gate, I do want to do a giveaway. And I don't know if that giveaway should be like something I actually make on the machine, or if it should be, if you're a 3D printer yourself, you know, filament or something for your own machine. Let me know what you guys are thinking would be a good giveaway for that community. Let's see. We're going to run out of room fast. I should be building it where the machine's going to go. But I'm not that smart. Yes, it does work. Oh, let me show you. This right here, because I watched the show Battle Bots, I printed this with the new machine. It was my first print. It was set on their rough setting, which is not the smoothest. But if you ask me, their rough setting looks very nice. It came out very, very nice. You can even see the threads inside the nut there. So, yes, it does work. If you don't have the enclosure and you buy it, of course, it's a lot cheaper, but it's only a 3D printer at that point. And then you could always upgrade as, you know, funds come available, or as, you know, your need arises for the different tools. Oh man, I know Danny Black. He was in here the other night. They just had a. Where'd my chat go? There it is. They just had a cyclone in Australia, in Brisbane. They said the last one they had was in the 70s. He was supposed to do a live stream and he didn't because of that. So I'm just kind of curious how they made out over that way. We get hurricanes here every year. The last one we had 80-mile-an-hour winds in Central Florida. They were like 130 on the coast. And that's miles per hour. I think I did this right. And the next step. All right, I'm going to move this aside. This is the footprint of the enclosure. You can see it's quite large. This is all the laser glass back here. It's basically sunglasses for your enclosure. Maybe you'll do a live stream printing some small stuff. Yeah, we could do that. And when I printed this thing right here, and I did another print that failed, which was my fault. I was printing this T-Rex skull. It's like a bicolor, two-color filament. It's like purple and black mixed. So as you turn it, it will turn black. But it failed with like 9 minutes left. So just the tip of his nose is missing. But I did the supports wrong, so I can't get them out. And that was totally my fault. But so I'll be reprinting this. But this came off of that machine too. I'm not used to the dual extruder. I've never had one before. All my printers have always had just one extruder. So how to set up the dual thing is a learning process for me. All right, it says I need the 2-1. These are the top of the enclosure. These have the light strips, the LED strips. So we have those. It would be nice if their video, oops, want to break that. It would be nice if their video actually was well lit. They went for the cinematic look, and it's like black parts against a black table in low light. Go figure. Yeah, it was a really cool print. I wish I'd done it right, though. That was 9.5 hours wasted. I did that. All right. 2 M5x12s. I was thinking about doing a Deadpool bust because of Deadpool and Wolverine. And it would be about this tall, about this wide. And it's basically from like the chest up with no arms, you know, a typical bust. And I thought about printing one of those and giving it away. But then I thought, who might really want that? I don't know. I know that if I saw somebody giving that away, I don't know if I would want it or not. If I didn't 3D print, I would definitely want it. But let's get this one on. So when's your next video coming out, Mr. Legat? I see you shoot some very cinematic. You've been doing well with your music. The video quality is outstanding from your little drone that you use. I bet you're probably like earning a reputation around your town at this point. You've flown over it so much. They probably recognize you at this point. That part is done. We need another one of these. Not that one. Gotta have the holes in it. Oh, this is the first one I put together. Huh. I think I lost a piece. If you're just now joining the stream or coming in, we're building the Snapmaker Artisan Premium 3-in-1. We built the machine in part 1. This is part 2, and we're building the enclosure. It said this has holes in it, but this does not have holes in it. I bet I messed up. I bet one of these that has holes in it needs to come out. And this one without holes goes in here, because this one without holes is going to mirror in the back. I think the holes have something to do with the front. Give me written instructions next time, please. But how do you guys feel about having to watch a video step by step to build something with no written instructions? Oh, great. Now the iPad is low on power. I got a solution for that. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I'm not leaving the room. Just coming to the other side. I'm back. Went and got one of these solar powered power banks. Plug my iPad up. There we go. Now it's charging. What did I miss while I was gone? Yeah, I was looking for power. No, I was just complimenting your videos, Lagat, on how good your drone is doing, how clean your videos look, the music, and then I just commented on how you're probably known in your town because of all the drone flying that you do. This is where we go backwards. What the heck was that? Something just hit my garage door. I have to investigate. I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes. I'm doing a live right now. All right, I'm back. I know, kind of unusual to walk out of your live stream, but when it sounds like somebody's beating down your garage door, you got to go see what it is. Fly under the radar. Yeah, I should raise this up. I'll put this here so whenever I go to look at the chat, I'm looking more at you guys instead of away from you guys. I had a big car washing broom leaning up against the garage, and basically the wind blew it over. That's what all the commotion was. So I messed up. I put this hole, this top extrusion, in the wrong place. I could have swore it told me that I had to use both of the ones with the two holes, but it's not adding up. So chances are I'll be taking this apart again in another 20 minutes, and then 20 minutes after that, and then 20 minutes after that. Great. So I took that one out. This one has no holes in it. I'm going to put this one in here. There is one thing I'll say about Snapmaker is they make quality stuff. I don't know if it can be classified as commercial, but if it's not, it could be. So does anybody watching? Are you guys into 3D printing, making, laser engraving, CNC? We do combat robots, as I've said 100 times, but if you're just joining, that'll be the first time you heard it. And we do we CNC high density polyethylene, HDPE. We do some wood. We also do carbon fiber and some light aluminum. My daughter is into cosplay, so we build like Five Nights at Freddy's characters. We do different like rock bands and helmets, Mandalorian and Star Wars stuff. Whatever their interests are at that particular time. Excuse me. All right, now I got that switched. Now I can get back here. We'll get back to this. I'm pretty sure I took my screws out already. I'm already losing stuff, other than my mind. I really have this thing on a wide angle. Y'all can see all of my mess. But the way I had to set my garage up is basically 25%. The front right corner is for storage and a spare refrigerator. This quarter is where all my machines are. In this little area, we have 3 machines for 3D printing, CNC, laser. We have an arbor press here. We have our toolbox. We have a bandsaw, a lathe, and a drill press. And then there's a wooden box over here. You can maybe kind of see it. That's like a practice arena for our combat robots. That's where we put them in to do fights and weapon tests and stuff, because they're very dangerous. You just can't put them on the floor and test them out, because if something goes wrong, you could, lose a leg or a toe or something. So a lot of stuff packed into this quarter. And then next to this, in the front left, is actually my office. I have it air conditioned in here, and that's where I do all my a lot of my product videos, all my video editing. Basically, that's where I work, because we have 4 kids, and so all the bedrooms are used for them. All right, let's see where we're at. It is oriented up. All right, 2 more M5 512s. All right. If you guys have any questions, you want to chime in, feel free to do so. Got this. Oh, and this. I don't know why they had me do it this way. This has a... This is not adding up. Oh, maybe it is. Have I said how I hate video instructions? We're just watching instructions. Bear with me, folks. did that. Did that. Oh man, this is getting complicated. We're about to start installing panels, glass. That's really Lexan, but All right, so this is what we're going to be doing. See the last one, all the glass, I'm going to just call them glass panels. I know they're plastic, but they all just bolted in from the outside. This one is not that way. So I have to find two top panels. That's the door. And how am I supposed to know which is the top? Maybe that's the top. These have load capacity info. Maybe these are the top. Man, I'm pretty sure these are. All right, so we need these two panels, and we need one of these strips. I'm not feeling very optimistic. The noise in the background, that is a 3D printer. It's my Creality, right? Can you see it? Yeah, the machine where the blue tape is. It's a K1 Max, and it's actually printing Easter fidgets. They're bunny egg fidgets. Well, that definitely doesn't go there. Oh, man. Because the cut corners have to face the outside. If these are definitely too wide. So maybe it's these. And I gotta kind of peel it. Let me see if these. Yep, I think we found them. Let me put this right here. You guys get to see in real time how easy or difficult this is. Now, if you actually had room in your garage, which I don't, like the first one I built, I've just built it in the kitchen on the kitchen table. What I'm doing is I'm pulling all the plastic away from the edges so it doesn't get trapped while I'm installing it. This is just a protective layer. It all comes off after you get it in place. Kind of like that. Do it on this side too. Yeah. That's the thing about 3D printing. It's a little bit of setup and a whole lot of waiting. I'm printing 3 Easter fidgets that are probably about 3 to 3.5 inches tall, and it's going to take them 5 hours to print. But luckily for this generation of 3D printers, machines are pretty much automated. Bed leveling, all that stuff is pretty much done for you. When I first started 3D printing back in the end of 2017, early 2018, you had to manually do everything. And the machines were nowhere near as refined as they are now. That goes there. Now this strip, I think it's this strip. I think it's this strip. They're all three the same. I don't know which way goes up and which way goes down. All right, so this goes like this. Oh, that one's too long. I need the short one. That would be this one. If the power goes out, what happens? The old days, the print would just be lost. But with today's printers, what happens is they actually pause the print, and when the power is restored, you can just hit one button and say resume print, and it'll pick up right where it left off and just keep printing. So power outages are no longer a concern. Now, I can't say that for all machines, but pretty much all your modern machines. I gotta prep this panel. Trust me, I've done some prints. Like if you're printing a big helmet, your printer could be running for 70, 80 hours straight. Just depending on the speed. And that's, you know, a large helmet would take 50 to 70 hours on a fast printer. If you have a slow printer, you might have to wait 140 hours or something crazy like that. And that's a lot of time for stuff to go wrong. And there's nothing more aggravating than getting to the end of a very large print and something go wrong. Like a nozzle clog, or power outage, or filament break, or whatever. But it happens. Life of 3D printing. But the thing that I like the most about 3D printing is the fact that I can sit at my computer and go into a CAD program and make anything that my mind can conceive, and I can put it onto a drive and stick it in a machine and bring it from digital to physical in hours. So it comes in really handy for things like I needed some good gutter hooks to hang lights on for the holidays, and everything they sell these days are so thin and flimsy, so I just went into CAD and designed a hook that clipped directly onto my gutter, measured my gutter to get the dimensions, and I just printed out a bunch of light hooks that would slide onto my gutters. And it took very little time, and they were a perfect fit. And they were extremely tough. Not too shabby. Is my OCD going to kick in? Because this has a sticker on it, and that sticker's supposed to be on the outside, and the way I did it, it's on the inside. If you learn one thing about me today, it's going to be that I do everything when I'm building stuff like this twice, especially if the instructions aren't printed. Come on. Do that like this. And then we will take these. And this one goes in like it is. Make sure this is all pulled out. We don't want to be trapping stuff in there. Look at there, progress. Then I got to get 2 more of these M5x12s. Hey, I got an ad. There we go. It's like your dreams take shape. That's right. I also like too, because there's such a big community around 3D printing. Like I have a truck and I'm selling it now, but it's a Ford Excursion, and there's a little clip that goes in the back door. It's a plastic clip, and if that clip breaks, the door opener, the latch, doesn't work. And you can just go to a website, find a 3D print for it, you print it, replace it, your car is fixed. You don't even have to go to the parts store. That's pretty cool if you ask me. Oh man, I'm just not very good at life. I am just not good at life. I need a drink break. That's the outside. Just the inside. Okay, so that's right. And then this is going to go like it is. Gotta be careful not to smash any wires. Something like this. If I can get these screws to line up. That bolts to that. That goes into there. I'm not really convinced that this is all right. The problem I'm facing now is getting the screw in the hole. It's recessed in there really far. If you try to drop it through the top, it just falls. Come on, just go in there. Go to your home. See if we can do this smarter. Man, oh man. Supposed to be doing this laying down, I guess. But who wants to do it how you're supposed to? That's a very, very tight fit for that screw. Where are we at? Yes, Peter Lindgren does use the bamboo. The bamboo is perfect and awesome for beginners. It's one of those machines that you can just have up and running in 15 minutes after you get it. They are really good machines. They are falling out of grace with the hardcore 3D printing group because people like to be able to mod and switch basically their software to whatever they want to use on whatever printer. And Bamboo has recently come out and they're going to be locking that stuff down where you have to use their slicing software. And that doesn't jive very well with the community because a lot of people like to use certain slicing softwares and they're not going to be told which one to use because the slicing software that comes with your printer might not necessarily be the best software for, say, if you have a print farm and you're running 100 machines or something. Oh, my nose is runny. All right. They had me take these out many steps ago, and I have not used them. I have a bad feeling that I missed something. But we'll see. I think at some point I'm going to have to just end this live and finish it. I don't think you guys are going to want to watch me struggle all night long. I'm reviewing to see what I missed. What did I miss? I don't think I missed anything. They just haven't told me what to do with these yet. Why would you tell me on step 1 to get these out? How to assemble the enclosure. This is a corner piece. This is probably where a door attaches to. We really don't have that many pieces left. We have 1, 2, 3, the 4 corners, and then these 2 interim pieces, and that's it. So I have a feeling it's going to start moving pretty quickly here. Oh well, I'm not taking this thing apart. Oh, he said Hall switch. Now it's getting complicated. Oh, I haven't done that yet either. You got to fill the gaps between the beams and the seams. Narrow and wide. Great. This is what he's talking about. Narrow and wide. We're starting with the narrow. I'm going to need scissors. All my scissors are in the robot box. So what else can I come? Oh, I know what I could use. I haven't been watching Peter Lindgren lately. He seems like he got lost and kind of lost his way for a little while. I actually had emailed him once. Sorry, you're staring at my big gut and not me. But I actually emailed him once, and I was going to get him. He had actually agreed to do a live stream with me, and I was going to do it with me, Danny Black, and Peter Lindgren. And he was cool with it. It was going to happen, and then guess what? He ghosted me. So after he ghosted me, I kind of just quit watching his channel as much, because if you don't want to do a live with me, that's fine. I get it. I'm nobody in the YouTube world, but don't get my hopes up and be all for it, and then all of a sudden you just maybe he didn't realize I'd had no subs or something. I don't know. But don't say you'd like to do it and then not do it. That's all I say. That was my last experience with Peter Lindgren. And with that being said, I'm not trying to bash him or say that's a bad character or anything like that. The man's extremely busy. He's trying to run his business. I totally get it. And I didn't quit watching his channel as much just for that reason. I still watched it. But his content just started to kind of waffle a little bit. And I was spending too much time watching YouTube when I should have been making YouTube. So I had to kind of get myself off of social media. And that's what's really hard about this, is because you want to support your friends and watch their stuff as much as you can. But you get so many friends over the years that you end up spending most of your work time watching your friends' videos to support them, and then you never make your own videos because you've been watching videos, or you end up watching shorts and you lose a day. You know what I'm talking about. And of course you want to support your friends, because I have certain people, like Legat here, and every time I post a video, he watches it. So I do my best to watch all his videos. Mr. Happy. Hi, Steve. Who is this? Trying to figure out who Mr. Happy is. Oh, you're new here. Okay. Well, I guess my name is in the title. I'm not always the sharpest tool in the shed. Welcome to the channel, Mr. Happy. This is a very relaxed environment. In case you're wondering, well, you probably know from the title, I'm building the Snapmaker Artisan Premium. This, I have another channel on YouTube, and it's for combat robots. And I'd made a short complaining about one of the features of my older Snapmaker. I bought the Snapmaker 2.0 350T, if I got it all in there. It's the 3-in-1 machine. Love the machine. Been doing CNC and laser work on it for years. Use it to build robots. But over time, from using the bed on CNC, it developed a wobble in it, which gave me some pretty harsh Z-axis lines. And So I'd made a short saying, hey, we're using, and it was, I'm not going to lie, it was a short with intention. But on that channel, I made a short showing us laser cutting our tires out for our robots. And I made a comment like, hey, we're cutting this out. We're getting ready for such and such event. And I love my snap maker, but it's more, I said, it's just not so great at 3D printing. And then I tagged snap maker in the short. And it wasn't 3 or 4 days later, I got an email from Snapmaker, and they were like, hey, we see that you weren't so happy with our 3D printing abilities on your machine. We would like to send you a module. You know, maybe we can send you like the dual head extrusion module or whatever, and see how you like it and see if it helps. And I said, well, to be honest with you, it's really not your machine's fault that it's not printing so well anymore. I was like, it's just been used so much over time that parts are starting to need to be replaced, and to get a module wouldn't do me any good because the machine's pretty worn out. And he's like, okay, well then we'll just send you the whole machine. And that blew my mind. I was like, okay, send me the machine. So they sent this to me, and but they sent it to the hobby channel, the robot fighting channel, not this channel. So I just decided that the channel that you're on now, the Steve WB channel, it used to be more of a camera channel. I did a lot of action cameras like the DJI Pocket 3, microphones and such like that. But that's an extremely competitive and expensive niche, should I say. I didn't want to have to buy every action camera that came out. I couldn't buy every action camera that came out, and I just kind of lost interest in that. But one thing that I've always done is I've always been a maker. I've been 3D printing since 2017. And so I was like, I already have this channel. It's monetized. I don't want it to just go to waste. And so I decided to just start doing more maker content on it, and 3D printers and 3D printing and things like that. And that's where we are today. I've kicked off this whole pivot on the channel by doing this 2-part live, putting this machine together. Mind your business with Donna. What's up, girl? Yeah, exactly. Why, yes, I would love the whole machine. I'm glad they couldn't see my face, because if I was trying to pull a bluff, I would have blown it. If you guys don't know Miss Donna, she is out of Texas, and she is a expert in business. She has some very good content. Yeah, with Peter, he was definitely just too busy. As far as I'm concerned, he's still good as gold to me. I have no complaints about him. I don't perceive that as a character flaw. But he just got away from his original content for a while there, and was just kind of doing some off-the-wall stuff as far as I saw it, and I just kind of lost interest. It really came down to, you know, like, am I going to watch Peter Lindgren's video or one of my friends who supports my channel? And so, you know, you start getting so little time to watch everybody's videos that I would rather spend that time watching, you know, Legat de Cluj fly over Romania than to watch Peter Lindgren talk about the mentality it takes for YouTube or whatever he was talking about. All right, we got to find the next step here. Yep. I'm the world's worst at consuming too much. Miss Donna, what we're doing is we're just building this machine that was sent and just kind of hanging out and talking. Oh, I missed something here. Narrow and wide. We're back to that part. I did that. I did that. I did go to the doctor today for a checkup. I'll tell you, that's pretty funny. Are we still working with narrow here? Okay, I'm assuming we're still under narrow. This is a great vibe. Well, that's the way this channel is going to be from now on. No more just sitting there being void of personality, I guess. Because that's, I guess, what we tend to do on our channels. We try to present a professional whatever. But I'm about as far from professional as they get. So we'll see how it goes, where it goes. But to get back to the doctor, that's kind of a funny story. Has nothing to do with this channel. But, you know, I turned 50 last year. I'll turn 51 this year. And so I was at the doctor. And the only way that he can get me to come in is if he quits prescribing my blood pressure medicine. I won't go unless my medicine runs out. And so I go in there, they do the normal checkup, and he's like, you know, at 45, you're supposed to get a colonoscopy, and you're 50, so you're overdue. So, and he's like, so if I schedule you a colonoscopy, like last time and you didn't go, if I reschedule this, will you go and do it? And I said, probably not, to be honest. And then he's like, okay. And he goes, well, do you have problems like in your family history of colon cancer or anything like that? Like, I've never heard of anybody in my family with colon cancer. He goes, okay. He goes, if I send you a box, will you poop in it? I was like, yeah, I'll do that, which is the Cologuard. We've all seen the commercials. And so that's what they did. They sent me the box for that test. And I get the box, do what I had to do to keep it family friendly here. But it was like the most awkward thing in the world to walk into UPS with a box of my poop and ship it out. And it even says human specimen inside or something, like on the side of the box. So I'm like walking in there and I'm turning the box to where the human specimen statement is towards me, like when I hand it to him. Completely awkward. Almost would rather have a colonoscopy than have to bring a poop-filled box to UPS. But anyway, got my medicine back. They put me on another blood pressure pill. And for the first time, because I've had high blood pressure, it's genetic in my family. I've had it since I was 17 years old. And for the first time, I think since probably in my 30s, I've actually have like a 120/70 blood pressure by adding that second pill. When I was just taking one, it was running 185, 190/76 to 80. And now it's like 170 over, or 120/70. So finally got that under control. What I miss here? So you had a box show up at your door for the Cologuard and no clue where it came from? That's pretty interesting. All right, we got to keep installing this strip. I don't think this strip is enough to fill the rest of these gaps, but they say it is. So what did you do with the box? Did you just throw it away? Hey, it's Reds. Welcome back, Reds. If I remember correctly, I think you're like in the Dakota somewhere, maybe North Dakota. We're building the enclosure tonight, I'm not doing a very good job of it, but I am having fun just chilling and hanging out. Oh wait, this is the wrong side. I gotta go on this side. See, I do have a memory. Not bad for an old guy. You just missed my Cologuard story about me pooping in a box. I think this is supposed to be large. If it's not large, then I'm just going to get the caulk gun out. There ain't no way that small one's going to fit in there. I do need to just get this out of the way. ASMR, baby. Here we go. Oh, now that you're here, Reds, I can show you what I printed. Look how pretty. Isn't that pretty? Let's see here. I'm a fan of BattleBots. As you know, I fight combat robots. And this was the trophy from the show. So, pretty good print. That was the first layer. Came out nice. This was on their rough setting at point. It's a 0.4 nozzle printing at 0.24 layer heights. So this is like what they call their fast or rough setting. But to me, it looks pretty smooth to be rough. And then I was printing this T-Rex skull. And I was trying to use the dual extruder for this. And I was using their, this is supposed to be the support filament that easily removes. And I accidentally deleted the purge tower off the build plate whenever I sliced it. So the purge just happened and mingled and mixed the supports in with the model. And then because of that, the support material built up on the top, and it had 9 minutes to go. And the support material caught the nozzle and popped it off the plate. Totally my fault. But this was a 2-color T-Rex skull. It's a half purple and half black silk filament. So as you turn it, you can see that it turns like purple to black. And this was a 9.5-hour print when it failed. But I'm going to redo it eventually. Hey. It does test our patience. When I started 3D printing, I started in 2018, 2017 on the Ender 3. And I knew so little that when I bought my Ender 3, the first spool of filament I bought was nylon. And for my friends in here that don't know anything about 3D printing, nylon takes very specific settings and only certain printers can do it. The one I had was a very base model that was incapable without serious modifications of printing that filament. But I've learned a lot since then. Well, they got big gaps here. I don't know how this goes. Sorry, guys, I'm concentrating for a second. Not sure. Oh, that probably doesn't matter. Okay. Knife! Yeah. Like I tell everybody, if my head wasn't attached, I'd lose it. Ken Perryman, the Jeep Man. Yes, ma'am, Miss Donna. If you guys need any business advice, especially when it comes to leasing, paying bills, and smart ways to use your money, y'all go check her channel out. if she made more videos, she'd probably be doing it full time at this point because her videos do well. She gives good advice. She's in the business niche, which has the highest pay rate on YouTube. So check out Miss Donna. Ken Perryman, he's my Amazon influencer buddy who just got a Jeep, and now he's a Jeep channel. He got the Jeep bug bad, which is good. YouTube should be your passion. That's why they call it YouTube. But good night, Donna. Thank you for stopping by. Magic Coke. All right. Let's see. We have come very far, that is for sure. I still have my first Ender 3, but I converted it into a filament maker. And so I actually use it now when I get a wild hair to turn PET bottle, like Coke bottles and stuff. I convert them into filament, and I've actually printed with Coke bottles. But it's a very touchy thing to do. It's fun as a novelty for a little while, and then you kind of get bored with it. Yeah, Copperfield. That's good for those busts and statues and age them up a little bit. I'm monitoring my chat from another channel, so I keep getting ads and losing the chat, and I have to wait for the ad to end. You know, I've already had some success with YouTube. Not a lot. I've got 3 monetized channels, and my robot channel is almost monetized, so that'll be 4. And none of them do extremely well, but you know, it's success. It's more success than most people experience. So we'll see. I have a feeling that this channel is going to end up probably doing better than all of them because I'm actually doing something that I normally do, and I'm not even going to. I don't want to say I'm not going to try because that's a false statement. But with this channel, it's just going to be relaxed. Like it's going to be like it is what it is. Take it or leave it. And that's a big thing about YouTube. When you come in and you try to be neutral and you try to please all parties and you overly censor yourself, and basically you're not picking a side. And by doing that, then you're not welcome on either team. And I don't even know what the sides of the teams are, but what I'm saying is if you try to please everybody, you end up pleasing nobody. So you just kind of have to do your thing how you want to do it. And when you do that, then you'll get people that share your views and share your insights, and your channel will start to grow. And you'll actually build your following, which is specific to you. Can you tell me what you want me to print for your Jeep, buddy? I'll print you something. Maybe we can come up with a product together and we can sell it. I don't make a lot of filament. I did at first for a little while, but it does end up being way more time consuming than it's actually worth. But other than that, like you can speed up the process and it's really not that bad. But the bad part about printing your own filament is you can only get so much off of a single Coke bottle or off of a bleach bottle or whatever type of bottle you're using. And so your prints are limited in size as to what you can print. So it's like, how many small figurines can I print out of a Coke bottle? And I thought about to like make money, like to raise money for our robots and things, that I would just do like I'd recycle like 2-liter, 3-liter Coke bottles, print little funny or little cute bunnies and rabbits and ducks or whatever out of them and sell those as fully recycled bottles to raise money for the robots. But I'm a very distracted person, and something caught my eye and I said squirrel, and I ran a different direction. So you know, maybe be a good idea for somebody else. Or maybe I'll do it later in time. Oh yeah, we're building something here. Let's get back to building. I don't know if you guys can see it, but right here is the actual machine. It's got basically a 16-inch by 16-inch bed and can print stuff 16 inches tall. So quite the build volume. They have bigger out there, but they also have, most of them are smaller. I think the rubber stuff is stupid, to be honest. But I'm assuming by putting it in here, it's going to prevent rattles and shakes when the CNC and the printer is running. And it's also going to help keep the laser light inside of the case where you want it, instead of burning out people's pupils when they walk by. So I will comply. Don't you know I will comply. See here. It will be finished soon. And then for the launch of this pivot on my channel, I'm going to do some kind of giveaway. And my ideas for the giveaway, y'all probably heard me say it already, is I'm either going to print something to give away, or maybe it'll be like you select the prize that you want type deal. So like if you don't have a 3D printer and you want something printed, then I'll print something and send it to you. If you have 3D printers and you don't care about the crap that I print, then I can just send you filament and you can print the crap that you like. And to kind of play off the first one is, if you win, rather than me have like a set 3D print that I'm going to give away, I'll actually say, hey, go to this site and pick out what print you want, and then I'll print what you want and send it to you. Yeah, engrave it, or maybe even do something that uses like all three facets of the machine: CNC, laser, and 3D printing. Joel, the 3D printing nerd, if you watch those other 3D print channels, he was making signs like basically using all three things, which was kind of cool recently. Yeah, I see your post up there about printers giving you issues before big events. My printers always want to break down the week of a robot competition when I'm trying to get everything printed. It's just the way it goes. But speaking of 3D printing YouTubers, we had MegaCon in Orlando, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, something like that. And I'm just walking around the venue with my daughter, because that's her big thing, cosplay. I help her build the costumes, and that's what we do. And I turned the corner, and you'll never guess who was standing right there. Frankly Built. Do you know who Frankly Built is? He's the guy that 3D prints all the Iron Man suits. He's got, I think, like 1.1 million subscribers. He was pretty cool to talk to. Had my camera rolling the whole conversation. But he was there with his, I'm assuming it was his wife, girlfriend, and they were just walking around the con checking things out. He loves cons. Obviously, if he's building Iron Man suits, but super nice guy, very down to earth. I guess most YouTubers are. Don't mind me, I'm just putting in weather stripping on a 3D printer. All right. I gotta sit. Oh man, the iPad shut off. Now I lost my spot in the video. So Ken, what do you need for your Jeep if you're still watching? Since you live in the Georgia area, you're going to need something printed out of nylon or a more, or maybe a polycarbonate, which we can do here. Because of if it's going to be inside a Jeep, we know how hot it gets inside cars in the South. It gets so hot in cars in the South that you'd be happy to run the hill to cool off for a minute before you got back in your car. You're not sure yet. I'm not either. If you look on a site, they have printables, and they have Thingiverse, and they have 3D Cult, and those sites are full of 3D prints available. So if you go there and check those out, it'll either give you some ideas or give you an actual print of something that you might want. I'll make a video, printing for Ken Perryman. Sounds like it should be a famous name. My finger's going to be sore from this crap. I used to have hands of steel working in the oil field, but now I've been a full-time creator for the past 3.5 years. The done went soft. When I made plans to meet up with him, oh, that sucks that he put you down. Last year to go to Rocky Mountain. Well, this is the way I handle those situations, because you probably heard me when I was talking earlier to Leggett about Peter Lindgren. I, through my life experience, have learned that I wouldn't, like, I had an agreement from him that he was going to come on to my live stream, but I didn't tell anybody because I know there was about a 90% chance that it wasn't going to happen. And so I just kept it under wraps. So when it fell through, I wasn't at any kind of a loss because nobody knew about it. You know what I mean? So I would say for yourself, you can't let one person's attitude define what you do. You know, you could easily just go on your channel and be like, you know what, I was supposed to meet this guy and he didn't have time for me. You know, I'm sure he has a good excuse. I wish him the best. And you move on and you look for your next interview or what you want to do. You can't let other people have that kind of control over you. The only person in control of you is you. And if somebody else does something dumbass, excuse my French, you can't let that take you down because they're the ones who did it, not you. And if they ain't got time for me, I ain't got time for them. That's how I look at it. All right. What's the next step? I'll catch up on the comments here in a minute. Let's listen to this corporate music. Yeah, you make it look so easy.
The next step is to install 6 columns and the side panels. Please keep an eye on the columns numbers and the installing direction of this part. Make sure all the alignment tabs and profile connectors are inserted inside the column grooves. To make it easier to install the screws, you can move one of the corners outside the plane or erect the bottom frame. Use 2 M5 by 30 screws to attach the column 1 with hinges to the bottom frame as shown.
But you didn't show me where to put column 1.
Attach the column 2 with a Hall switch to the other corner closer to the base fixtures.
Man, these people.
Similarly, attach the column 2 with a Hall switch to the other corner closer to the base fixtures.
God dang it. Hold on, guys.
Similarly, attach the column 2 with a Hall switch to the other corner closer
trying
to
to
the
pause
base fixtures.
On this picture right here. Because now I got to figure out which is front and which is back. Let me see where we leave off here. Okay. Gotta hit the hay, sir. Good night, Ken. Love the twist you're doing. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's more relaxed for sure. I'm not trying to act like I know about cameras anymore. I do know a good bit about 3D printing, though. Not everything, but a lot. But talk to you soon, man. If you get some ideas of what you want, let me know. All right, we need columns 1 and column 2. This is column 2. Column 2 has a reed switch in it, so the device knows when the door is open or shut. I know that from the other machine. And then let's see, this is column 4, column 3, column 1. All right, so now we need this part. It's getting tight in here, folks. It's getting tight in here. But leave on all your clothes. All right, so column 1 is on this side. I need the M5 by 30. Let's see. Here we go. 2 of them for each column. Mr. Happy. It does have instructions, but they're not written. It's all video. They give you this beautiful quick start guide that gets you started on like how to use the machine and such. You know, it's all full color, good instructions. But for assembly, you have to go to YouTube. And I'm not the biggest fan of video instructions. Because like, if I wasn't live streaming, it wouldn't be as difficult. But trying to be present on my live stream at the same time that I'm building and trying to watch a video, it makes it a little more difficult. And the way I am today, I say I hate video instructions. But then next week I might be like, I hate written instructions. Why don't they put it on a video? Y'all know how it goes. And if I actually was building it on a tabletop like like they are. You know what I mean? I'm in my little cramped shop, my quarter of a garage that I have for my machines. All right. We are putting in column 1. I'm going to stop this at 1 o'clock. I'm going to go for another half an hour. After that, the rest will be done off camera. But I have a feeling by 1 o'clock, it's going to mostly be done. All right, here we go. So, Mr. Happy, would you being relatively new to 3D printing, do you have a machine already, which I'm assuming you do? And what kind of stuff would you like to see on a 3D print channel that would help you out? Because I will be looking for video ideas. Right now, my plan with this channel is to just do, there will be some machine reviews and such, but I'm going to kind of like also maybe do a journey vlog as to like trying to sell stuff on the internet. Probably Facebook Messenger, because Etsy and eBay charge so much for fees for selling. And I'm not trying to like make a full-time living from selling 3D prints. Just kind of like a little side hustle deal. So let me know what you think. That's the hinges for the door. All right.
Next, attach the column 3 with an enclosure converter to the same side of column 2.
Column 3 goes on the same side as column 2. All right. I am a natural night owl, by the way. I'm not just staying up this late because I'm building this. This is when I do most of my work all the time, every night. My bedtime is usually around 2 a.m. And I sleep from 2 to somewhere around 9, 9:30. If I'm really tired, I'll sleep till 10. And then go until 2 again. The benefits of not having a schedule. As long as I get my 8 hours. All right. It's a pretty big enclosure. It's really not that hard to build. Like I said, if you've ever tried to build something on a live stream, you'll know that it ups the difficulty factor. The other night I did a 3-hour live stream on my robot channel, rebuilding one of my robots. And in the whole 3 hours, all I did was take the robot apart.
And attach the column 4 to the last corner.
All right. I figured we would do column 4 next, but if I would have went ahead and just did column 4 without watching the instructions, it would have been like, before you install column 4, make sure that you slide slot C into groove D. Be careful, Steve. Don't strip it out. Let's see. You got your Ender 3 Pro from Goodwill. Oh, nice score at Goodwill. New in the box, even better score. Gave it to your brother to assemble it. He's a guru. Yeah. Well, that's good to have it heavily modified. I started with an Ender 3 in 2018. And it was a lot of fun to learn on that machine. Let me tell you. A great little machine. I printed all kinds of materials with it. Had a lot of success. But it's not like today's machines, like the Bamboo. You hit auto bed level and it just sets everything up for you. And then you pick, I want this filament, and it already knows all the settings for the filament. That's the advantage that people who use Enders and stuff get, is we know how to read the filament. We know how to take care of bed adhesion issues. We know how to fix our machines when they break. To where somebody who's got a Bamboo lab and they just don't know anything about the machine, if something happens, they're going to need somebody to fix it for them or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that.
When finished, check the following features to make sure all the beams and columns are installed correctly. Find a side panel with the two-holder cutout and insert it into the vertical frame. Make sure the cutout is closer to the rear.
We'll double check this.
When finished, check the following feature.
Yes, everything is up.
Make sure all the beams and columns are installed correctly.
That's on the inside. It's in the grooves.
Find a side panel with the two-holder cutout and insert it into the vertical frame. Make sure
the holes are in the back. Oh, come on. The holes are not in the back. They're in the front. Oh, well, got to fix that. Let's see. FPV drones are fun. A larger format printer. Let me think here for a minute. What's a larger format for you? Are we talking 300 cubed, 250 cubed? This one's 400 millimeter cubed, which is 16 inches cubed. So I know Elegoo makes some, not Elegoo, Prusa makes some really good printers that have some nice features. My large format printer, I have the K1 Max, and now they have the K2 Plus, and yeah, 3 to 400. The Creality printers, they're new ones. Like I have the K1 Max and I have the K2 Plus. They're really, really good printers that print beautifully, but it's very hit and miss as to how many problems you're going to have with what machine you get. Some people have no issues. With my machine, it's stuck in the first version of firmware. That's the K1 Max, not the one I'm building, the Creality. And I tried to upgrade to the latest firmware, which was 5 later than my firmware, and it locked up the whole machine. And so I had to go back one firmware at a time until I got to the firmware that worked, which was the first firmware. And when I contacted Creality about it, they just told me, don't upgrade your firmware. I'm like, well, that's not very, good advice for a machine that I want to be able to do the updates and take advantage of new features. And so they just told me I was SOL. I've had to reflash the main board with the firmware, like completely wipe it and reflash it to get the printer back up once. I'm on my 3rd hot end in a year. So not really sure. I bet Reds would have some pretty good insight. Legat. The doctor did tell me to do that, and that's what I did. I printed it on my SV08. 355. Tops flat. Yeah, 500 would be awesome. Reg, what do you recommend for a newer person in the 3D print world with something 300 to 400 cubed bed? I'm not really sure. I'm trying to think of. I would probably talk to your guru. I bet he would have a really good suggestion. I know Bamboo Labs is supposed to be coming out. The SV08. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people use the SV08s. All the machines that I have experience with were the Ender 3. I have the two snap makers, this one, and my old one, which was a 350 by 350 bed, and then the K1 Max. So I really don't have a lot of experience with a lot of different machines. Does it do like the SV08? Does it do auto bed leveling and like the auto feed? When I say auto feed, meaning like you just stick the filament in and it'll automatically suck it in, or do you have to sit there and keep hitting like an extrude button like on the Creality until you get it to come out? All right, I got to switch this around. I was doing so good. So good until I wasn't. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here's my new problem. In order to switch this rail to this rail, I have to pull the screws out. But I can't get to the screws because this nut is going through. So let me double check just to make sure what I'm about to do before I flip all this around. Load, unload button. Because like with the Prusas, the Mark IV, you just stick it in, it like just pulls it in. $1,000 is good. Have you had to change a lot? Multi-tool head. I love the idea of the Prusa XL with the 5 heads, but I hear they're having some problems with those machines.
The column 4 to the last quarter. When finished, check the following features to make sure all the beams and columns are installed correctly.
Yeah, so these do go to the front. Oh man, maybe I'll get my drill out. What do y'all think? Should I just drill new holes? That'd be my redneck taking over. Mainly print PLA. Not gonna lie, your nozzle lasts until 900 hours. That's pretty good. When with the combat robots, I do nylon G, polycarbonate, TPU, PLA, Polymax PLA, PET G. I've printed everything under the sun. So it seems. I am multi-filament talented. At least I didn't break the wrench. That Loctite locking in. The S1 Mini is at 8820 hours. Oh, almost at 7,000 hours. That's crazy. A1. I've heard some good things about Creality's new, their small printer. what do they call that? The high, the Creality HI. I'm curious about that one. Sounds like it might be good for like light print farm work. I love taking steps and going backwards. All right. So this is off. Still has screws in it. I'll set that right here. And this is why we pay attention to the instructions, boys and girls. Honestly, I really enjoyed tons of channels, one for review. Yeah. So they give you the upgrade, but they won't send you the printer. Typical. Right? Why buy the yeah, that makes no sense. Why would you buy the CFS and spend $300 on that to get something that for free that costs, like you said, very minimal money, when you can just wait and get a printer and the CFS for $500? That's how I did my video editing software. I use DaVinci Resolve. To buy the full version of DaVinci, it was $300. But if you bought the Speed Editor for $300, you got the software for free. So guess what I did? Why wouldn't I get a Speed Editor and free software? I get two for the price of one. Yeah. Trust me, I work with China all the time. My full-time job is I do Amazon influencer videos. That's how I pay my bills. And I deal with 20 people a day from China about products. So I know all about it. They always try to pull this game on you. I'll tell them like, hey, if you want me to make a video for you, it's going to cost you $100 because your product might not sell. And if it doesn't sell or is never seen because it's so far down the list on Amazon, I'm never going to make any money. So if you want me to make your video, I'm going to charge you $100. Oh, but the product is high value, so we can't pay you. My company is new and they don't have the money to pay for a video. Well, if you don't have the money to pay for a video, then you don't have a video. But yeah, they always same stuff. All right, make sure this is the back. Holes are facing up. I had one person I've been working with for years, and he just got a new assistant over there in China. And every single video I'd make, the assistant would try to kick the video back oh, you didn't do this, or you didn't do that, or you didn't do this. And I finally just told them, look, I ain't working for you no more. And now they're like, why are you mad at me? You make such good videos. Well, sorry. You're annoying the crap out of me. And I get contacted by 40 people a day wanting me to make videos. So, yep, that's why I was into cameras. I've always had an interest in cameras. I started the camera channel because I have a family channel that was like our own little vlog thing. And that channel's right at 26,000 subs. And so I've started getting into cameras for that channel. And then I was like, well, this isn't a camera review channel, and I, would like to do more camera stuff. So I started this channel, but it's just really not my interest anymore. To be completely honest, I still like cameras. I still stay up to date, like on what DJI and GoPro and all them are putting out. But I just don't have the desire to just go buy all these new action cameras when I have tons of cameras just laying around now, and to make videos on these things. Some things need to just stay a hobby, I guess. All right, I'm going to turn this like this so y'all don't have to stare at my butt. You have pics of your 3D prints for sale. I'm all about quality, but I cannot afford high-end cameras like I truly would like. I see now. Yeah. I mean, really, if you have a bad camera or an okay camera, you can make it a good camera with good lighting. Lighting is the key. I'm not talking like cinematic lighting to where you try to make it look like Hollywood, but just get out in the sun or get some really bright lights, because most budget cameras, they struggle with the sensor getting enough light. And when you don't get enough light on the sensor, you get that grain and all that stuff. So let's see here. I can't believe I have 7 people watching. That's insane. All my friends, I'm sure. Everybody I've seen so far tonight, I consider a friend, that's for sure. What am I missing? Where to put a screw? I think I finally have this thing right, though. Oh, the OnePlus 12 phone. It's all you need. Decent camera on a phone. And iPhones, they make me mad. They're so good with their cameras. Their specs aren't even that great, but the cameras are amazing. My biggest camera, I have a Lumix S5. It's a full frame, pro style camera. It was a $1,800 camera, and the lens was $1,200. It's above my knowledge. I mean, I know enough to get a good picture out of it, but I'm just not into all the color grading and crap. I just want to put it in auto and click. How big the enclosure is? Yeah, it's pretty big. That's why I'm struggling in this little area that I'm trying to build it. All right, we finally got everything right. Now they want to start putting side panels in.
Find a side panel with the two-holder cutout and insert it into the vertical frame. Make sure the cutout is closer to the rear of the enclosure. And find a side panel without cutout and insert it into the vertical frame. With the cut corner of the side panel facing the profile connector. And then,
all right, let's not go too fast. This is column 2, 3. Okay, so they have it orientated this way. And just to keep from confusing my old brain, I'm going to spin this one. Like a deuce. And so this should be 4, and it is, and this is 1. So then we need a side panel with a cutout. It goes like this. What, Mr. Happy? You love to watch stuff like this. Well, that's cool. Because I've tried to be a real YouTuber for a very long time. I started my first channel in 2017. And it has done okay. It's got 26,000 subscribers. And it makes about $20 a month. Go figure. And then I started this channel as a camera channel. And you try to be, that's what I call, I'm pretty sure you heard me talking about it earlier. You try to please everyone and offend nobody. And when you do that, nobody likes you. So you basically have to choose sides. And then I have a channel where I just put all my Amazon reviews on. It's called Reviews and How-Tos. It's got 2,500 subs, 2,600 subs. And that channel actually makes, depending on the season, from 400 to 700 a month, which is pretty decent. I can't complain about that. But then what I decided to do with this channel is like I said, I've already talked about this. It is what it is. I'm not going to try to offend nobody. That's just not me. I like to get along with everyone. But just real talk. You know, if it goes off track, it goes off track. Because sometimes in life, things need to go off track. Because maybe there's something that somebody needs to hear. So it is what it is. Just going to have fun on this channel. I'm going to be shooting an actual video for this channel probably tomorrow. It won't be out tomorrow, but I'm going to start shooting it. And it's going to be based on me trying to make money with Easter prints with only 15 days till Easter, as if that makes any sense. A little bit behind the gun on Easter, but we'll see what we can do. All right, now I need a front panel without a notch in it. And I was talking about this with Reds a couple nights ago when we built the machine. I spent 15 years in the oil field, 12 years as a what they call a commercial diver, deep sea diver. I did that for a long time. And then when I quit diving, I was still in the oil field as an industrial mechanic. So I used to work on and maintain natural gas engines the size of your pickup truck. And I quit that to be a full-time content creator. Yep, you just, I am no stranger to trolls, my friend. Like I said, like I started in 2017. If I don't have every bit of somewhere around the neighborhood to probably like 4,000 to 5,000 videos on YouTube between all my channels. And I've had people attack me for exploiting my children. How can you exploit your children and put them on YouTube for money? I hope they're getting their fair share of the money and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, they get their share. I promise you. This channel makes $20 a month, and we split it evenly amongst 4 kids. They each get $5 a month. They get all of it. People crack me up. They get on these high horses, and they don't have a clue what they're talking about. My kids were on YouTube because they like YouTube and they wanted to be on YouTube. I had my oldest tell me, I don't want to be on YouTube anymore. So guess what? He was no longer on YouTube. It's that simple. And when I get people that like come after me, oh, this video sucks. This has got to be the worst video ever I've seen on this, blah, blah, blah. Always, I'll leave them one comment. Be like, okay, send me your video so I can see how to do it next time. And I'll make sure that next time it's better. And of course, they never respond because they don't make any videos. They're just keyboard warriors that sit there and try to make everybody else as miserable as they are. But if you really, really, really want to like irritate them, you can make a long, hateful comment to them about how their life sucks and they just want everybody else to suck with them. And after you post the comment, then you go under your settings and you block that person from your channel. So when they pull up their notifications, they'll get your response and they can read it. But if they click on you, they can't find you anymore because you blocked them from your channel and they never get a chance to come back. I know it sounds petty, but sometimes I get petty. So, because you forced me to waste my time talking to you, this is what I'm going to do for you. Well, it's not exactly tea. I call it Magic Coke. It is happy hour. I'm just turning this just so y'all can watch me do the same thing again on this side. I don't want to hide behind the cover. I wonder what the logistics behind shipping this thing assembled would be. Because I promise you, the 2 boxes that this came in, if I put them together, they're about the same size as this enclosure. But I would imagine through shipping, by the time it got here, every bolt would be loose. It'd be falling apart. Things would be cracked. Plus, how much styrofoam would you have to fill the inside with to keep everything from moving around? So I get why they don't, but come on, man. They should have people come put these things together for you if you're going to pay a premium. It didn't come in a crate. It came in 2 boxes. One box was probably 3 feet by 2 feet and about 8 to 10 inches deep. And the other one was 3 feet by 2 feet and about 12 inches deep. And that's a very rough estimate, but that's about how it came. And the boxes even came on separate days. And the reason why they have it in 2 separate boxes is because if you don't buy the 3-in-1 combo, if you don't get the CNC and the laser, well, then the 3D printer is in just one box. But if you get the 3-in-1 combo, then the second box contains the enclosure with the laser and the CNC module and the laser module and the laser bed and CNC bed. So they just do that for depending on what you buy. All right, so the notch goes towards the back. All right, we're slowly getting there. After this panel, all we got is the back panel and the front door. And I think those are going to go on after we put the top rail on. And once I put the top rail on, I'm going to wrap this up. Because it's 1 o'clock. My bed time is 2. I got to finish my Magic Coke, take my blood pressure pills, take some Tylenol PM to help me fall asleep and to alleviate some of my old injuries from keeping me awake. And then it'll be time to go to bed and get up and do it all over again tomorrow. Oh, come now. Get started. Le Gat de Cluj. You are still here? Ain't you working by now? Do some tutorials. I will. Before you know it, Mr. Legat will be buying a 3D printer. I used to 3D print action camera holders for my Mavic Pro from back in 2017. Those were some of the first prints I did. I'd make little landing gear extensions. I would print GoPro holders, things like that. Yeah, the enclosure, because this is not just a 3D printer, it's also a CNC and a laser engraver. So this kit came with a 200-watt CNC and a 10-watt laser, but Snapmaker said that they're going to send me their 40-watt laser as well once it comes back in stock. So not only will we be seeing 3D printing on this channel, we're going to be seeing laser engraving and CNC as well. And on my robot channel, I'll be building a lot of robots with this machine. So a lot to come. Let's see what the next step is. Look like I'm driving a little mini car now.
The middle column and the 2 side panels, with the longer side of the middle column facing outwards. When finished, install the other side of the enclosure in the same way.
I did enclose the other side.
Lift the enclosure to align the 2 holders with the cutout of the side panels. Insert the edges of the side panels into the main screws.
And then M5 by 30s, right? All right. Sorry, I got excited talking to myself a little bit. You haven't slept since 2018. When I was trying to build my YouTube influencer Amazon thing, I slept 5 hours a night for 6 years straight. And my first kid was born in 1992. And I've been raising kids ever since. Because I have, my kids in total are 5. I have a 32-year-old. I have a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, all boys. I have an 11-year-old girl, and I have a 6-year-old boy. So tell me about it. Tell me more, tell me more. We'll put the top on, folks. It is getting windy outside. Look at that. Tuck all the wires in. Put everything in the grooves. Oh man. What I get? Let me see. This is the back. This is in the back. All right, so this side is the wrong side. How could y'all let me put that side in the wrong? I can promise you guys, if I wasn't doing this and reading comments and talking at the same time, I would have been done a long time ago. But it is what it is. Whoa, give me an ad. I'm trying to catch up on comments here. When I first got into 3D printing. Skip. Yeah, learning a lot. Up for days at a time. I don't think I ever got the bug that bad. The only time I went days upon days without sleeping was working in the oil field. We had a very small crew. We all had to do everything. And if things weren't going right, you didn't go to bed till they were. That was an easy enough fix. And now this goes on like a deuce. We are making progress. There you go. I'll be with y'all in just a second. Critical point here. Crap's starting to snap together. All right. Did y'all look at that? That's finer than frog hair. Still sort of is. Yep, I concentrate a lot on print quality too. And that's why, like you said, 95% of your stuff's PLA. Being down in South Florida, Central Florida, not South, it gets so hot down here that if you put a PLA print in the sun for 5 minutes, it warps like there's no tomorrow. So I try to lean a lot towards PETG, a little more heat resistant. But the problem that I have with my my Creality is the PETG doesn't print as clean as PLA. PLA, you can get some very fine lines and stuff. as to where with my Pet G, it tends to be more stringy and it doesn't want to do as well. This is not fully lined up right here. Yeah, if you ever ship stuff to Florida, think about the heat, or down south in general. Yeah, I do print. I dry everything usually because it's such high humidity here that you pretty much have to. And if I try to print like nylon G or something like that, the glass filled nylon, it's a good 12 to 15 hours in the dryer before I even try to print it. I even have to dry out TPU here. I like to do some products made out of TPU because TPU is damn near indestructible. It is really windy outside. We've only got 4 more screws before I end this live stream. And then maybe we'll do another live stream in a few days. And I'll show you how everything got set into place. And I'll do a small print live for Legat, my buddy Legat de Cluj. Known him several years. I'm going to have to get closer to my phone so I can read that comment. Need 3 more. Because I know it's going to make me put that rubber stuff all around the sides next. I just know it. And now that the enclosure is taking up most of the frame, I don't want you guys just sitting here watching an enclosure shake. But nice enclosure, that's for sure. All right, what we got here? You have some outdoor vents. I got to take that into consideration for. No, the sound in the background is not the wind. It's the K1 Max over there printing out the Easter fidgets. But occasionally you'll see like this little piece of paper move, or you hear the garage door shaking. That's the wind. Yeah, for combat robots, I'll use like Polymax PLA. It's their tough PLA. Stuff's very, very impact resistant, and it'll stretch and tear before it'll break. But it is like $30 a roll too. But I always print everything with 6 walls, if not solid. We're almost there. All right. I feel like singing I Feel Good by James Brown. I think I got everything in the right place finally. All right. Let's see here without falling through the glass. Yes, I will upgrade my K1 Max to multicolor when it becomes available. But with that being said, on top of the I think they call it their CFS, I'm going to have to get a new main motherboard as well so I can upgrade the firmware, because I know I'm going to need a firmware upgrade to use the CFS. And with my current main board, I can't upgrade it. So we'll see. Yep. When you start having layer shifts, always double check your belts, make sure they're not worn out, because and a good way to also kind of see if it might be belt related is to like cut the speed of the print down by like half, because then it's not pulling the head back and forth so fast and it might not slip, and see if you get past that point. But belt tension, all my layer shifts on my Crealities have always been due to belt tension. But that's me personally. Oh. All right. If you guys have any more questions or comments, I'd say get them in. It's about time for me to say my goodbye. I don't want to be rude and cut you guys off. It's 1:18 in the morning. It's been another one of those nice long live streams. Mr. Happy, thank you so much for joining us and being a light in the comments and sticking with us for so long. That means a lot. Reds, thanks for coming back. Legat, if you're still there, I know you're working and listening. Thank you again for your support. Ken, I know you went to bed. Donna went to bed. And yeah, I'll do more streams. Who knows? Maybe one day this channel will get big enough and somebody will want to send it a 3D printer. And we'll be like Uncle Jesse, you know, we'll make it a tradition of doing live streams when something new comes in, or if we're building something new or whatever. Because why not, right? I'm going to check out your channel. Mr. Happy, do you make videos or for YouTube? I'm going to click on Reds after this and check him out. I see 9 people watching. That's amazing. You guys are awesome. Most of my lives, if I did a camera live stream, they would probably have 0, to be honest with you. I love cameras, but it's just not my passion. Good night, Legat. Keep making that fine quality content with that amazing drone. If you guys don't know, Legat de Cluj is in Romania, and he keeps updates on his city and historical places and stuff, and does fly some amazing drone flights with music. He goes around like historic churches when they're doing renovations in his city. He flies over the soccer field when they're setting it up for like the EDC. We call that the Electric Daisy Festival or Fair or whatever. And he's got some really cool videos. Well, I'm going to check it out. While you guys are still in the chat, Reds, Mr. Happy, you could subscribe to Reds and he could subscribe back. And, you know, in case I don't stream and y'all need to get in touch with each other, y'all know where each other are. But I'd definitely like to hear an update. And it'll probably not be tomorrow, but maybe the next day I'll do the final stream on this for, how it turned out. And we'll goof off with the machine. Maybe we'll do like a small CNC, a little bit of laser, and a little bit of 3D printing, so y'all can see all the different things that it does. I keep looking at the comments, and the camera's over here. I'm not trying to not look at you guys, but my setup's not premium, so I'm just kind of going for it. Yes, he does. He does very, very good work. And it's always cool to watch his videos because he posts them, fairly regular. And so it's fun to see the seasons change and stuff over there as well. So, all right, guys, I'm going to walk over to my computer and hit end stream. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure and being supportive of my new, my pivot, my new adventure that I'm going on. Hopefully we can learn from each other because, you know, I am by far no pro, but maybe I can teach y'all some stuff. Y'all can teach me some stuff, and we can see some good things happen, you know. I think if you just click on his icon in the chat, you should be able to get to his channel. Or however y'all want to do it. Wait until I stream next time. We'll stream in a couple of days. But anyway, I'm out. Thank you guys. See you next time. And I really appreciate you being here. Now I got to get my old butt over there.